Chris Christie.
Yes.
He is now one of the most beloved figures in politics in New Jersey with a 67% approval rating.
Yes.
They love him in New Jersey after the way he handled Hurricane Sandy and the way he worked with Obama in particular.
Mm-hmm.
And across the border in New York, his approval rating is even higher. 9 out of 10 people say they love the way he handled
They said
Hurricane Sandy.
His response to the Sandy was excellent or good. Besting even the president's 85%, and Bloomberg got 75% approval rating. So Chris Christie's way above all those.
What do you think, Jimmy? Is this the start of the 2016
Yes,
campaign?
definitely. Oh, there's no doubt. I think, I was like, when he gave that speech at the convention where it was all about him and not about Mitt Romney, I was like, okay, maybe he just screwed up a little, or maybe he just hates Romney. But when that thing he was doing with Barack Obama it was exactly what Republicans were upset about.
I mean, he literally made out with Obama. Like, this is the greatest president ever.
Yes, so definitely this is about 2016.
Look, Republicans would be stupid to not run someone like Christie, because I think the country really likes what they perceive as being a centrist Republican. As soon as Romney made the pivot to the middle, his poll numbers surged. Whenever they tack to the right and start spouting crazy stuff, people just don't, people are turned off by it. But they're still under the delusion that Republicans are the fiscally responsible party.
Yes, delusion.
Yeah, so if a Republican, goes to the middle and doesn't say crazy things about gays and Muslims and black people and Latinos and women and abortion, they just stay away from all that stuff and they just talk about, I'm going to be a fiscally responsible politician and cut government waste. People love that.
Yes.
They completely fall for it.
And that's until the Democrat has to come along and say, do you know what he wants to cut? He wants to cut stuff for you, not for him and his millionaire friends. And they do such a bad job of that. And it's just like what's happening with this fiscal cliff.
But Jimmy, I don't expect anything different from a Democrat now. The Democrat is essentially like half a step to the left of the Republican. They're in it together, and they all pass legislation in favor of the rich.
Yes.
To help out Wall Street.
And Cory Booker is going to be Chris Christie's big competition. They think for
that's going to be a good
2014.
battle.
He has to win the governorship. Right, because if you lose the governorship, he's probably not going to be able to get the nomination in 2016. Yeah. So he's got to beat Cory Booker, and Cory Booker is also a Wall Street guy.
He's a Wall Street guy.
Yeah, he's another one of these. So it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. We get rid of him. We get Cory Booker, who's going to push the same regressive policies towards working people, and same sweetheart deals for Wall Street and millionaires, and I just love all that stuff about, people are leaving the state because we raised tax. Nobody left New Jersey because they raised taxes. Are you kidding? No, that's just don't listen to people who say stuff like that. Doesn't that drive you nuts when they say that?
Yeah, but it's going to be very interesting to see what happens to Christie in the Republican primary.
Yeah. Well, it's the primary's fun because he's not going to be able to be as crazy as the rest of those guys. If it's those guys again, Rick Santorum and Herman Cain and Newt Gingrich. It would be funny. The thing about Chris Christie is now he's coming out saying he's trying to disassociate himself from the right wing of his party right now. He's trying to say you can't insult your voters. That's all he does. That's all he does. He wanted to punch a teacher. You know what I mean? That's his big claim to fame was when he shouted down that teacher, right?
He did. There are a couple of things going against Christie for the primary. One is his
weight.
Love. Well, actually, you know what? To be serious, his weight will hurt him. Because people are very much concerned about public appearances, and he just doesn't look good.
And a campaign is grueling, right? So you got to be in shape.
You have to look the part. You have to be tall. You have to be presidential looking, and he just doesn't fit the bill. The other thing is that he has been Obama's buddy the last month or so. So they're going to hold that against him. And the other thing that he did, I don't know if you know this, is that he appointed a Muslim to be a judge in New Jersey, and the right wing went nuts.
Crazy.
They went crazy, and they said this is the beginning of Sharia law.
Right, Sharia law.
And to Christie's credit, he kind of went off on that. He said, Sharia law, what are you talking about?
This is nuts.
And he said, this is a man I've known for a long time. He's an upstanding citizen, father, and a brilliant lawyer. And to call him a Muslim terrorist because he worships a different religion is just crazy. He goes, and he said, enough with the crazy talk. So that's going to come back to hurt him.
Yeah.
Because when you insult the crazy people,
yeah. So that was interesting. Yeah, that's right. So he's a little bit too reasonable, it seems, to get out of a Republican primary.